Wait, this is like an old Veuve Clicquot bag. This is
Since
really
we had
nice.
the dirty sock last time, we're trying to up the production value. So
Oh shoot, I smelled it already.
well,
Okay.
that's it for Amy and Nicole Blind Taste Wines. No, just kidding. Are we going to scream at each other for this, or is this? I like the cooperative kind of.
Yeah, let's do another cooperative one.
Look at us.
Yeah, I know. It's like we're almost friends.
Hey, gal. Hey, girl.
It's almost like we're friends. Sorry, not almost like we're friends. Okay. Now.
Do you want me to start with color?
Yes, you start with color.
And again, always like in front of a white piece of paper, which I'm stealing hers, and it's like kind of a dorky thing to do, but it's such an important part that you shouldn't glaze over it. 45-degree angle, white piece of paper, look at the wine, core going out, what is the concentration? So, this wine, can you see through it? That's kind of the thing. Is it completely opaque? Can you see through it? So you would kind of want to go, what's the concentration on the wine? Again, color. This I would say kind of ruby. Ruby's like your just general red, garnet a little bit more brown. Brick too, if it's like pretty orange, which can usually be an indicator of either grape variety or aging. But this looks pretty light with maybe going out to like a slight brick rim, and I was stealing the paper. Do you kind of concur with that?
Yeah.
No sediment or particles again, because that's going to kind of tell you,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Again, age clues about the wine if there's lots of stuff in there.
Okay, you're looking at this wine. You're in a blind tasting situation, which we're talking about, which we are in right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
If you just had to guess, just based on the color, what you think this is, what would you say? What would your options be to yourself?
Okay, we're looking at this. We're going
I wish I could get
Nebbiolo. We're going, maybe, this is perfect. Nebbiolo, maybe Sangiovese, something thin-skinned, could be an older Pinot as well, something old. But usually if it's this color and this bricky and this kind of...
Yeah, it has a little garnety character.
Garnet, I would be in like thinking Italian, Nebbiolo or Sangio. But again, I wouldn't just do that. That's just like, we just haven't even smelled it, some of us, and we're just kind of looking at it. We're trying to just suss it out. So like that color is something to note. Like Cabernet is not going to look like this.
Yeah, so
Syrah's not going to look like that.
This is what I will say about it's. So I would immediately be like, it's Nebbiolo, it's Pinot Noir, it's Sangiovese. It's like the three things that you were guessing, and I might throw Gamay in there. Although Gamay can have a little a little more purple, just like Cabernet Franc could be more purple, and anyway, it wouldn't be this light. But I know that, like, from the Pinot Noir that we make, California Heritage clones can look really garnety when they're super young. Like, they're just garnet. Yeah. And so I look at this and I'm like, I don't know, is this something that could be, Pinot Noir from California with this color that's made from old Heritage clones? Could it be older Burgundy, or is it Nebbiolo? And we will know immediately when we taste it if it falls in the Nebbiolo or Sangiovese camp, or if it's Pinot Noir based on tannin. Although, if you were in the MW exam and you were tasting 12 wines and you get to 12 red wines and you get to wine number 12 and it looks like this, the problem is the buildup of acid and tannin over the course of those 12 wines. Like, you could very easily, if this is Pinot Noir, mistake it for Nebbiolo. It is not. You're
just in the zone.
And you're in an anxiety state, and you've had, let's say your previous flight was Cabernet, and then you get into this. Sometimes it's just really hard to rewire it's diabolical. It's really fucked.
Cabernet flight for the... But again, color has to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So same thing with the reds. It's either telling you grape variety, thin skin, thick skin. Is it aged? Is it from a hot climate? Are you getting a lot of extraction? Or does it look a little lighter? Is it more pale? Those can all be kind of things we're just hunkering about. So yeah, that's kind of my big three where I'd be at with that.
Okay, so before you smell it.
I already kind of did since you already did. But
okay, I did too, but I don't remember what it smelled like.
Who knows?
Now, if it was Pinot Noir, I would be expecting like cherry, earthy, more kind of
Sous-bois,
for especially if it's Burgundy, right?
Yeah.
If it's not, if it's from Oregon, if it's here, it could be a cola, there could be a sassafrasy characteristic, and if it's Nebbiolo, if we have to fall into that rose tar thing, sure. But like, if it's Italian, I would be expecting a little bit of VA,
sure.
And then if it's Sangiovese, which always to me has like a sour cherry characteristic, what are you looking for in each of those varieties? After I just told you everything that I look for.
What you said, what the master said. No, I do feel like Pinot is obviously that kind of like red fruited. There is that like Sous-bois sounds so douchey, but there really is that kind of mushroomy, earthy
I like a good
element
douchey
to it.
descriptor.
I mean, of course. Should have worn my pin. But no, I feel like there really is that kind of mushroom earthy component with the red fruit, like going together. Whereas for me, there's just the floral character of the Langhe Nebbiolo. It kind of is cherry, but again, it's like more sour cherry. If you're Sangiovese, I always get like an herbaceous, herbal kind of note, like tomato leaf, people say that kind of thing. But yeah, it would just be more like fruit versus floral, I feel like would be the kind of that. And then also, back to our earlier point, Pinot Noir just smells like Pinot Noir, kind of, you know. So you kind of know, but you don't know. But if you do it for a while, you know. But those would be the things I think I would.
Okay, do you want to smell it and then we'll just yell at each other what we think it is and like, but hold on.
I don't know, but it smells,
second.
It's a little funky fresh. Like if this wasn't this, Amy wouldn't drink this. She would go, no.
I mean.
It's bready, it's a little.
It's a little bready.
But it's weird, Brett, because it's not like heavy Côte d'Aron Southern
and then I smell something like this and I get so bummed out because all I can smell. No, you know what it is? It leans towards Brett that smells like Band-Aids. Yeah, it's kind of Band-Aidy, bready. And so now I'm thinking, is this old world? It's not that you can't get bready wines in the new world. You certainly can, especially with natty wines. But I'm guessing that this comes
I didn't think it was going to smell like this when I looked at the color.
Right. I mean, Peter brought it up and said it was kind of bready. All right. So I don't know. So I guess...
But again, like, so that's the thing, right? That's another weird thing. Brett, okay in certain doses. Brett, okay in certain areas. Some people are like, oh, I don't mind a little Brett in my Pinot. Whereas for me, I would, clutch my pearls and be like, no, Pinot Noir should not have
the Tannemyces. Those people are monsters.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting to note, like, okay, it's either something where the wine got a little unclean or something happened, or is it something that is typicity and at least like historical typicity where it's been okay over time where you would expect a little. I wouldn't expect it really in any of those three. Out of the three that we mentioned, I would say more Sangiovese, but...
like just smelling, can I say something else that I'm getting from this?
Say all the things.
It smells alcoholic to me, which, I mean, I'm getting like maybe a little more alcohol on the nose. I mean, it could be ripe vintage of Pinot Noir and Burgundy. It's just, I feel like, if this were Barolo, if this is Barbaresco, it's easily 14%, probably 14.5. Yeah, if it's a really good wine from Tuscany, it's the same. I mean, alcohol levels are going up, are high in Piedmont.
And that's the other thing is like, sometimes it's easy to get stuck up on a flaw, or sometimes it's just kind of like hard to get past something. I feel like it's really a good idea to try to dig deep and like, what is under there? Like, if I can kind of put that aside and I don't know, vanilla sky it, I do feel like there is a floral character here. I do feel like there is kind of that tar thing. Mm-hmm. So
okay, so we're leaning towards Nebbiolo right now, which I also am.
Now, yeah, I mean, if it's a testable wine, and again, like we've outlined the parameters that this is testable, we're kind of in the reindeer games. If you were out somewhere, this could be from the Jura, this could be Gamay, this could be some Funko ferment, this could be some blend, white grapes, red grapes, but it's just...
we didn't even consider Mondeuse.
I mean, always must be thinking about that.
Okay. All right. Should we taste
But again,
this?
like, it's one of those things, like, and that's why this is a skill to learn, because, like, for your saying, we only have to know everything, whereas if it's for the court, certain things are going to be a certain way, and it's their classics for a reason. Yes, of course, styles change, but it's like, they're not going to give you something that's like, haha, Mondeuse, gotcha, like... It's just to show that you kind of know the variety. But I feel like if this was your jam, this would totally be okay to test.
This would be absolutely
okay
to test.
This is a nightmare. I failed. I'm going to go drink it.
But what you would hope is that this were in a flight that says the following 3 wines are made from 3 different grape varieties, or the following 3 wines are from Italy. They could tell you that. That would be really rare for them to give you the... Oh, like Nerello Mascalese?
Yeah, but again, like that's not fuckable for my exam, but like
Nerello Mascalese, is it?
No.
Oh no, yeah, Nerello definitely
Nero,
is.
Maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be something.
If Peter has Frappato in this house, I'll fucking kill him.
Divorce.
Okay. It's fighting words. All right. It has a very kind of cocoa chocolatey element to it too, which I like a dried cocoa,
dusty kind of,
a dusty powdery thing. Are we going to taste it?
Let's do it. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers again. Happy birthday again.
Woo! I'm 72 now.
Holy shitballs. That's not Pinot Noir.
No.
Oh my God. So when I start to feel...
When she starts lip smacking.
My lips sticking... When people say a wine is crunchy, I have no idea what they're talking about. When they say it's chewy, sometimes I do know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like this feels like a wine that you could have, it's like you cut it with a knife. It is tannic, it is acidic, it is savory. This is not a super fruity wine. So I am very happy with, and there is some VA on this wine. I'm very happy with our Italian conclusion, whether, by the way, it is Nebbiolo, which I'm leaning towards because of that garnety color, or Brunello, which I wouldn't expect maybe to have as much tannin, but Brunello can be, just depending on how it's made, it can be pretty tannic. So I would be deciding between those two things. And I think because there is a little bit of that, I'm talking too much. Go ahead. Talk.
I'm just here. I'm just here to,
I'm talking too much. You know, I usually don't like to do this blind tasting thing, but I have fun with you.
She loves it. This is it. She loves it. New
Okay, so
blind taster.
tell me more.
Yeah. So, no, I fully kind of concur with you. It's savory. It's light. I mean, people, at least I, coming from my Long Island restaurant background, you know, I want a big Sangiovese. Give me a big Chianti. You know, like. Those wines are only medium bodied. Like this whole thing that they're, you know, these monsters, the alcohol is high, but they're not going to be so heavy. I think even more so when I want to go Sangiovese versus Nebbiolo, the acid and tannin will be elevated and high for both, but you're getting more of that sour cherry down there, whereas I get more of the floral kind of component up in Tuscany. So if it's not Mondoux, no, just kidding.
So I think that maybe that cocoa element I was getting, or that dusty thing, might be that asphalty, tarry characteristic. So I'm putting this in Piedmont.
Okay.
I don't know that this has like the power of Barolo. I think I'd be leaning towards Barbaresco. And yeah, God forgive me for being an MW and not memorizing all my Piedmont vintages, but I would say Barbaresco, maybe 7 years old. Yeah.
Okay. My only thing, and again, just to do the like mental check of like, why isn't it that? Like, could it be a funky Beaujolais? Could it be a weird Gamay? No, I mean, like, I'm always EA. Like,
What?
EA, and I don't know, but I'm just
joking.
as like a mental
I'm
check.
joking.
I don't know, you know, like, what else could it be?
Yeah.
Like, no. But yeah, I like that call. I don't know. For me, like, there is the color element, but I don't know
The color that's leading you to.
the color
Because it's brickish.
That it's brickish for sure, but I don't know. For me, like if this was a Barbaresco, I would be disappointed. I would expect a little bit more, and I don't know if it could just be like a basic Langhe Nebbiolo, but like the Brett is kind of, you know, because those are usually just yummy and floral and fresh, and I love those. And I mean, I had a discussion with someone the other day where I was like, I'd rather have a Langhe Nebbiolo than a basic Bourgogne Rouge at this point for price and quality.
Same.
Know. But
are you thinking Chianti?
No. I would stay in Piedmont, I think.
Oh, but you're thinking Langhe Nebbiolo.
I think Langhe Nebbiolo, because I would expect a little bit more from a Barbaresco, you know? And again, I don't know if that's just the Brett interfering with it, and it is, you know, but I just like, it's a simple wine to me, you know? Whereas the last one had a lot of class, there was a lot of pedigree, there was a lot going on, there was a lot happening. This for me is kind of like, even outside of the Brett, like, it's fine. You know, I wouldn't kick it out of bed, but it's not like, oh my God, this wine is amazing.
Yeah.
It's not going to meet my parents, you know?
That's a good thing for the wine. That's a bad thing for your parents.
No, it's a good thing for everybody. I don't know. Like, it's bready, it's simple, it's light. And also Chianti is such a weird thing, right? Like, you can blend in some of the other stuff. Some people are, it's just such a crazy, weird, I don't know, appellation. But yeah, I would go maybe like a Langhe Nebbiolo, although I don't love that call. But I think just based on the kind of simplicity of this, that's where I would land. I would expect a little bit more pedigree from a Barbaresco, but I'm probably wrong. So
let's
bring the sock.
It's probably like
it's Gamay.
It's like no.
This was a tricky wine.
But come over here.
It's
Come over here.
Mondoux.
Before you say anything, come talk to the mic.
This was a tricky wine to begin with, and the bready aromatics made it really hard.
Oh no!
So it's from the Rhone Valley. It is the fourth wine of Chateaubriand.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
2019 Pielade.
Well, maybe because we thought it was Nebbiolo. This is what happened to me with the Gamay last time. I thought it was Sonoma Pinot Noir, and then I didn't like it, and then I retasted it for what it was.
I mean...
Yeah, La Pielade, Côte de Rhône.
Mostly Grenache.
I'm just sensing the alcohol on this. I mean, it was... God, I already feel like I have a headache from it. You're young.
Am I? I don't think
says
so
it's-
anymore.
I think it says it's only 13 and a half. I don't buy that for a second. 2019.
It didn't taste too hot to me.
It did. I don't know.
I mean, it didn't, but it would fine. Like, but I've had this one before, and it's like nom noms.
Usually, like, it smells like.
Oh, so
But again, like Grenache, light red fruited. Like maybe we should have put that in with that. But again, like that's only certain types of Grenache. I always get high alcohol through the roof, strawberry fruit leather,
Yeah.
almost a candied kind of quality. Like this to me.
But we should have put Grenache in that category of wines that can look bricky, young. Even when they're young, they can look super bricky, and also are like clear, and you can see through. And especially something like Reyes is like, well, being 100% Grenache, right? It's like it is translucent.
Yeah.
That wine. So
we won't mess this up next time. But that's the thing. Like, so this is why it's good. It's like there's no bad wine tastings. Like, if
clearly
you,
need to
kind of screw
tasting
something
more
up, and
around.
you're like, I haven't tasted since we did this last time.
Yeah.
But it's like you remember, like, oh shoot, and then maybe the next time you get a wine like this, you're like, maybe it's Grenache, and then that next time you make the right call. So it's like, don't be discouraged. It takes years to still get it wrong. But
well, I am really happy I didn't call this Burgundy. I'll tell you that. As I retaste it, it's certainly not acidic. Like, I don't know where I came up with the acid and the tannin. You think? Like, I would be so shocked if this Côte d'Aron weren't
to be fair,
like 3.8.
To be fair, we're also like, oh, we're doing it the grid way. We're not doing it the grid. You know, we would have to call the wine is. Wouldn't say the wine is sound. I'd say the wine is a little bit of Brett. I would say, you know, the body is medium. The alcohol is medium. The acid is. It's not like that elevated to me. Like it's kind of light. But again, like so, we really didn't do it. We kind of we're winging it. But you would have to go through every single thing. So. But again, you would think Southern Rhone, kind of warm. Grenache has a propensity to get really high alcohol.
And have like
I
a
also
baked
think
character.
this isn't classic. This is it's classic for what it is, but it's not like typical. And also, like, would you consider this faulted or not? Like, this is an area where you would expect a little bit of this, but I would kind of be a little disappointed.
I have no tolerance for Brett, and I have no tolerance for Brett. I don't. I have none.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? VA, I don't mind. That to me is
weird.
That is a relative flaw, and it's when I smell wine Grenache from the south of France because they get so ripe and they hang out there and they can get high in alcohol. They can absolutely develop VA, and so when we're smelling this, we should know that. You know, the other thing that Grenache often smells like to me, it has a grapefruit skin characteristic.
Sure.
Like it almost has kind of like a chemically grapefruity thing.
Sure.
And I'm not really getting, again, because of the Brett.
This wouldn't be testable. They wouldn't give us a wine like this.
Oh,
just
we could,
for fair. I mean,
sadly.
and again, like nice wine on paper. Oh, is it going to do the? But yeah, a little bit bready, hard to get around it. And that's what I'm saying. I said Langhe Nebbiolo. I said I didn't love that call, which I don't. But sometimes you make it and you're like, okay, why? It's not that. But
the best thing that can happen is for Peter to open up both a Langhe Nebbiolo and a Barbaresco right now, and we can learn why we're wrong. That's really what I feel like you have to do it pretty quickly afterwards.
I also think that like, I don't know. I feel like we get a pass. It's pretty. You know, like we get a pass.
Okay.
Sound off in the comments. Call the hotline. Let us know. Let us know what you think.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.